Well, today we're in here shed hunting an old reliable spot. This spot up in here, every year we come in here and almost find sheds on that ridge right up there every year. On top of that, which is where I'm going. It's a little early right now to to look for these sheds. It's January 28th or 29th, I have no idea. But somewhere around in there, a day or two off. But there we got a trail cam up here, Spy Point, and it's got a buck shedded. I'm pretty sure it's the big wide 8 that's been hanging up in here. Try to put on a picture of him if I can learn out how to edit it in. But yeah, this is a really good ridge. The deer winter up in this area. Like I said, the chances today of finding one of them sheds on this ridge aren't extremely high, just because it is early. I'm gonna tell you what, I would sit here and keep talking, but I want to focus on this and try to find that buck that already shedded. So I'm gonna put this down, and I'll catch y'all hopefully when I find something. Well, came up that ridge, and last spot I talked to y'all was right over there. And I came up the ridge and zigzagged back and forth, then came through this greenbrier thicket, came back down and walked the side, and then made a big loop back around and came back down out this greenbrier thicket. And look at that. There's the wide 8 that we were looking for. So let's go ahead and pick this sucker up. Oh yeah. That sucker is wide. Oh, wow. Look at that. There he is, though. Big old wide 8-point. That's the target buck we were looking for. He sheds. There we go. I'm going to go in here and try to match him up, and I'll let y'all know if I find anything else. That's him. That is the buck that I was looking for. I'm going to try matching him up now. He was walking right down this trail. And I already went back that way, but I'm probably going to do it again just to make sure. But yep, right here he shed. Did a couple more grid searches back in there. Around where this thing was laying. And didn't find his other side. The trail cam's right up here. I'm walking this skid road now and seeing if maybe his other side's on the skid road. It's hard telling where the other side is. It's been about an hour or so since I found his shed, but we'll see what we can come up with here. I mean, it's somewhere in here because, like I said, that both sides, I mean, I could just not be at it yet. But we'll see if I find it in here. Skid road comes right up here to the top, and the trail camera's right up here. That's what I'm hoping. His other side's laying somewhere right here on this skid road. That would be the most ideal, but pretty cool buck. He's got a broken, or a little chipped G2 there. The other side's actually bigger than this side. Pretty fresh. He's been there for a while. Stained his tips of his main beam where it was underneath the leaves. But like I said, right over there is where I found his other side, right on that side, and I curved around the ridge. I did a grid search in that little bowl in there, and then came down through here. But we'll just have to see if his other side's on this skid road or where it is. I hope it is. That'd be awesome if it was just laying right here on the skid road. And he's about the only buck that has shedded in here off the trail cam. So once I find his other side, I'm probably just gonna head out of here, really. Because like I said, he's about the only deer that shedded, really, honestly. So I'll get back with y'all if I find the other side. All right, so still in here. I've walked all the way down to here, about another half mile since the last video, mile, whatever. But I'm gonna kind of tell you all a technique that I'm kind of doing here to try to match this buck up. And it might work, it might not, but this is what I'm doing just for one specific mature whitetail. He's probably mature, he's probably 4, 5, somewhere in that range. Maybe not so mature yet, but you know what I'm saying. So we got him on trail camera up on the top of that point, and you can see the same trail he's following all the time, and it's a buck trail. So kind of what I'm doing here is, instead of focusing on a broad area and kind of searching like all over the place and searching beat trails, I'm following these buck trails that are around the area of where he was. And because he, being an older deer, ain't gonna, and I'm only looking for his sheds because he's the only buck that's dropped on trail camera, I'm not just searching a broad area and the spots you'd be like, oh, there's a shed, blah, blah, blah. I'm following these buck trails, these faint buck trails on the side of a spine. And I'm not looking at the top of the spine, these old skid roads, because a little buck like that ain't gonna follow the top of the spine. So I'm just following these trails, and I'm kind of just searching every finger, because the trail camera's in one spot. You obviously can't see everywhere that this buck, what trails he's following, and etc., stuff like that. So I'm kind of just searching these little faint trails here, and just looking for a shed. See, I come back down the skid road. So pretty much I'm following trails looking for this exact buck that this age of a buck and this type of buck would follow. And that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing here. To see, like, those are open woods. I'm kind of searching thickets with buck trails in them. You can tell the difference between a buck trail and a trail a lot of young deer and doe are following. So, and I found this shed on a buck trail off the side of a ridge and going into a thicket. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, to kind of hone in on his other side. Now I'm getting ready to go back down another finger that I think his other side's on, but they can drop miles between. I mean, you never know, but the trail camera, he should be somewhere in here. But I just kind of want to let y'all know, that's kind of what I do to hone in on a certain buck shed you're trying to find. Is instead of searching all over the place, going all down in there, grid search, blah, blah, blah. Well, that would be a good spot for him to go. But instead of just like walking kind of some of this random stuff, I'm just following trails that this buck specifically would travel on. But I just want to kind of give you all that technique and stuff like that, of kind of the way I do it if I'm looking for a certain deer sheds, or in the same perspective, hunting a certain deer. So it's kind of the same, but yeah. Well, this will probably be the end of the video here. Right up on the top, I'm walking back out in this bottom. Right up on the top of this is where I found this side. Unless I find it down in this bottom, I'll be back in here and look for the other side. It's close. Somewhere it's close in here. But yeah, it was definitely a good day. This is the earliest I've ever found a shed, ever. It's January 27th. I said 28th in the beginning of the video. But yeah, it's been fun though. It was a pretty good one. Like I said, I'll be back in here to find his other side if I don't find it down here in this creek bottom, which, I mean, it could be, but well, if I don't find the other side, this right here will this will be the end of the video, and I'll see y'all guys on the next shed hunting video, I guess.